Hello YouTube, this is just a short update on the dual CAN gauge that I built for customer. I changed the double wire output to a single wire. This will be much easier to install. And I did change the logos for my customer. This is the first one I did for him, and the second one, this has 4 colors. Hard to see on camera on my phone. And this is all hooked up on my canvas simulator, which can also be used if you have a car with no canvas. You can connect sensors. Here I have the inputs, for example, on the potentiometers. You can connect the sensors to the inputs of that CAN simulator and have just one thin wire and go and use a CAN bus gauge like I do here. And this all goes over OBD, but he has his own OBD plug, so I did just make a cable like that so he can connect it to his own connector. And I did make 2, just in case, drill templates. So that's the cutout for the gray part, and these are the holes that he has to drill, M3 3mm, for the supplied screws. And this will then be mounted flush into his cockpit, and I cannot wait to see it. I hope he will send me a picture of it, because I think that's gonna look great. So he gets 2 templates and wiring: red plus 12 volt, yellow white is CAN low, blue green is CAN high, and black is ground, in that order, like it is here. So very easy to hook up. He could also use technically just OBD plug. I build them like that, and then have a connector, the USB connector here, and then you can just plug it in here and wire it up that way. So that's just a short update also for him, and I will add some other parts and videos, clips to the end of this. So stay tuned, don't stop watching it. Okay, now you're gonna wonder what a jump from a CAN bus gauge to this. Well, the CAN bus gauge intro was just an update and a very short video, and I wanted to add to that. As you might know, I'm about to build my 3rd watch. That was my first with that black dial. Then I made this one, and then I scratched the black dial. I think the hands got stuck on the dial, something like that happened. I don't even know why I opened it anymore. And so I put the white one in, the white dial, and I kind of don't like it. These are different hands also for the white one, and I guess I got used to the black, and then going to the white, it didn't look right, and I ordered the orange one for this one. And I ordered a dial for that one. This is a NH36 movement, which has the weekday and the date. And meanwhile, when I scratch this thing, it has a tiny scratch, but since I am picky, and you can see it, the scratch, I'm gonna show it to you, right next to the O of the cycle, a little lower. It's like a diagonal scratch like that. And of course it bothered me, and I didn't want to use that dial. And on here, obviously it's crooked because it has a 3.8 movement, and the dial I ordered is also for 3.8. They normally come for 3 and 3.8, and then you just cut off the legs from behind the dial and make it fit your watch. And I also have a silver dial here where you can see the two legs on each side. So one is for the 3 o'clock position and one is for the 3.8 clock position. People that are into watches, they know all of the stuff, of course, but anyway. And I might replace the white one with the silver one day, maybe, or build another watch. And this one came from this company, and I will put a link in the description. It is on sale again. Right after I bought it, it went up in price. And I said, whoops, I got lucky, but then it went to sale again. And I want this to be a blacked out version. So I didn't want to have any white dots. I don't recall right now what you call them. Anyway, and the hands I bought for that are actually these ones, and I did like them very much. Let me charge them up a little bit. So you see, they just have the outline and they are hollow in the middle. They do also come with full, without a hole in the middle. And oops, give me a second here. Let me turn this thing around. And also the second hand has loom on, oh, it's hard to see, on the round part. Maybe I'm lucky to get this thing to lay down this way. Almost. So it has the round thing, and also the pointer side is fully loomed. And I think it will really look good. And anyway, after I scratched this dial, I thought of making my own carbon fiber dial. I looked for carbon fiber dials. I didn't find anything really. And then I remembered that I have these carbon fiber plates which were accidentally shipped without being cut to this shape, so I had to order them again. And they are matte on one side and shiny on the other. I don't know which one will look better, probably the matte side in here. Obviously I did order another dial which has black pointers and with loom, and I actually initially thought of taking these off and putting on the carbon fiber, but for that I would need to put this in my CNC mill and drill the tiny holes in the exact position 12, 3, 6, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 12, 11 in the correct positions, and cut the small date window, which I cannot do by hand. That's impossible. But then I said to myself, well, let's try to make the dial without having to CNC it. And I used my mini table saw that I made many videos about, and this is just awesome. And then I figured I make a jig for this. Let me move those away again. Let me make a jig for this, 3D printed, that goes into the groove here, and then I drill the hole. I put some clear tape on here, so to not scratch the actual carbon fiber, just from packaging tape. And first cut it roughly to the round shape, and this jig actually has 3 holes, slightly this one is more to the right than center, and this one is more to the left, but still a little bit too far to the right. So with this jig I get 29mm dial. 29mm diameter dial. So I need to get this down to 28.5. So I will print another jig with the hole more towards the left, and then while putting it in here, and I use those 2mm pins that I also use on my PCBs to align the stencil, which makes it very handy. And I just put this on here, and once it's cut to rough shape, you can just hold it here on the edge and then turn this around and get a perfect circle. So, but since we're all scientific, let's take the tape off here. Scientific, yeah. Take the table. So that's also from Banggood. I will put the link in the description. Those are affiliate links, so I will get a little bit of money when you order through that. Let's see how much residue will stay on here. Nothing. This is the matte side. And I could actually use the polishing wheel and just go around it and take that 0.25 on each side off and get to the 28.5mm diameter that I want. And that's also 2mm hole, which seems to be enough for NH34 movements. NH35 is the GMT movement that has, I think, a little bigger center hole, but I want to just give it a try. And I will actually stop the video now because it's gonna take a while to put this in here and see how it looks like. So I'll be back in a minute. A few moments later. Well, this is how it looks like. I didn't fine-tune it. Normally, obviously, that self-made dial doesn't have the small indexing legs here that make it perfectly align to the 3 o'clock position or 3.8 o'clock position. And normally then you do take the dial and use double-sided tape, thin double-sided tape, which I do have, and put it on like on 4 or 3 corners to make the dial not move. And of course I'm experimenting right now. The dial is a little bit shifted to the left. I want to have it come down like that, but I just wanted to see how it will look like. And I guess this is the most minimalistic dial that you can have, apart from being a solid color. But this one is actual carbon fiber, and it has the perfect thickness. I think it is 0.5 millimeters thick, or thin rather. And now you can see the hands, and it's sapphire glass. It has a blue tint to it, and it just, well, it's almost 12 o'clock, so I just adjusted it to that. And well, it's hard to show on camera really, but this looks really awesome. You could, of course, the carbon fiber, right now it's like this in a 45-degree angle, and you can put it at any angle you think you will like the best. I just happen to like this one, but I will experiment. And what I like, I will put links in the description. These hands came in this tiny vial or container, separated by the tiny cloth in there, as you can see. And I have to watch out I didn't glue the bezel ring yet, the bezel insert. These cost like, I think, $10 plus $6 shipping. They do come cheaper as well, but then they do not have, on the second marker, they do not have this, the long side in luminous. They just have that, the shorter side with the circle. And I always think of, if it's just on the shorter side, it's like lagging behind, because the seconds are here already, and this one is like lagging, what is that, 30 seconds behind? Yeah. And having this long part illuminated, it just, I think it just looks better. And now of course they're maybe not too good to see because they're all on top of each other. And I did not align the 12, I did not align the hour and minute hand on the 12 o'clock position. I just put them on there because this is just a test. I don't know if I'm gonna use it, if I'm gonna put it in a CNC machine. And actually, well, I wouldn't use these, but I might use, instead of the ordered orange tile that I have, it's the same like this but in orange, make it carbon fiber as well. I don't know yet. And on here you can see the scratch I'm talking about, just about there, barely visible, but once you know something, it does bother some people. Some people say, I don't give a damn. Anyway, since I'm not gonna use this dial like this, I'm gonna try, as I think these the points or indicators are glued in. They have obviously drilled holes, and then they use some kind of thin glue to keep them in place. And I will try to get those out and make a carbon fiber dial with these indicators. And obviously, as you can see on the GMT version, the center hole is much bigger. On the regular one it's like 2 millimeters, and on this one, where are my calipers? I lost my calipers. You see them on the table? Moment. Uno momento. Yeah, here they are. And I think these plastic calipers are perfect for measuring anything on a watch, because it won't scratch your case or whatever. I also have obviously metal calipers, but I wouldn't touch those anywhere near any watch part. So let's see if we can measure this. Obviously these are not that precise, but yeah, it's 2.9 millimeter hole. So say 3 millimeters. And for the GMT version, because you have the 4th hour hand, here it's the yellow one. And once I put in the CNC machine, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to cut that rectangular hole. That's gonna be really tough. They probably stamped these things, they don't CNC machine them. Maybe they CNC the holes, because those has to be precise, and those are really, like for on the logo for example, those are really tiny holes. I mean, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get that done, or if I'm gonna lose the pins and just maybe glue the Seiko, or just maybe leave it. I'll probably leave it off, because I'm not gonna be able to print the automatic and the GMT style. Although I think I saw like stickers that you can use to put on there. That may be future mod. But for this particular watch, I wanted it to have it as plain as possible. That's why I picked the black. case, and although I want luminous bezel like I have on here, I mean, this watch I actually wear at night, because that thing is like a flashlight in the dark. It's like I'm afraid of waking up my wife with the light. And this one, I mean, if you have this, if you're wearing this, you're gonna know the time without having the indicators. I mean, that's, I think, a given. Anybody wearing a mechanical watch, or not mechanical, yeah, mechanical or quartz watch, not a digital one, or analog watch, will know what time it is. And I might leave it like this. I don't even know. I'm gonna wait till I receive the dial that I ordered with the black indicators that are loomed, but that loom is gonna be very, very weak. I know that because it's covered with black paint, translucent black, but it's gonna be very low loom. But I might just leave it like this, obviously adjusting it for the to be straight. But on this one I would have, of course, to cut the day, week, and the date out of the dial. That's a longer rectangular opening, and because otherwise it would be a waste of money to use an NH36 movement if you cannot see the date and weekday. So that will be a CNC project, but I really like this. I mean, let's see if we can get some night shots. So I'm turning my overhead light off. Get some on the back as well. Oh, I need a central switch for all those lights. Okay, let's see. Oh, you can see me. But that's perfectly fine. Let's zoom it up a little bit. If you're interested in these flashlights, I will link them in the description as well. I have them with 395 nanometers and with 345, I think it is. To loom up the watch, it does make not much of a difference. You can see the loom here. This at the top indicator. And although on this one the hands light up, when I put the UV light on there, they don't last very long. But you can see how bright this is. This is really, really bright, and I would love to have a loomed bezel insert, but it will defeat the purpose of having it blacked out. But this is it. So anyway, if you do like this video, and I know I put something totally unrelated in front of it, but well, that's life. And if you want to know what these things are, maybe you can tell by now what it is. If you like the video, click the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And I will put my links, affiliate links, in the bottom of the video. These I paid for. There's nothing, oh, except this one is paid for. My BB Nano, was it? Oh, can't read at night, can I? The Nightcore BB Nano, yes. Oops. To remove dust. Somebody complained that that I just put a dimple in my hand, but this is to remove dust. And it says, and I said it has 40 something kilometers per hour wind. Excuse me. So anyway, there's an extra video for that with the affiliate links, and you can also check out my Tindy store. And if you're interested actually in the carbon fiber dial, let me know. I might make some for customers that want it. And one side is glossy. I did use the glossy side, and the other side is matte. So if you want totally stealth, you can use the matte side. And yes, you can check out my Tindy store. You can support me via PayPal if you like. Buy me a cup of coffee or cup of tea or glass of water. I think does anything get cheaper than water? I don't think so. And or become a Patreon. And I'm thinking of making some videos on my Patreons that I will share exclusively to my Patreons, and maybe I get people interested that way to support me. Anyway, this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and take care, everybody.